live from Kenny's basement apartment where I just watched him eat pepperonis off of a child's half-eaten pizza slice. It's Sports Allegedly.
Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode.
107.
107, right before the
Holiday.
most festive holiday that every chubby likes is Thanksgiving. It's Sports Allegedly on this 11th day of the 11th, 25th, of this crisp night. And it is cold in Oklahoma tonight, let me tell you. But our studio is nice and toasty. I did open them in. So, anyway, thanks for joining us. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about a lot of NFL news. We're not talking about tennis or pool or anything like that tonight.
I don't think, because college football is crazy.
So we'll get to NFL shortly from yesterday. Obviously, right now we've got an NFL game going on. Currently 10-7. Chargers are up 3 minutes left in the second. Ravens got the ball. Third one at the 16. They're
driving from their own 16.
Yes, if that's what you want to call it, driving.
Give
it to Henry. Just let him keep running. The defense.
Yeah, I've already won my fantasy game, so
I'm also good on my fantasy. My generational team made a comeback. I'm still in first place.
I beat you.
That's fine. I'm still first place. You're down in the basement.
I'm trying to get out of the basement. Went out, and I sneak into the playoffs.
So, we start with college. I mean, do you want to talk about that little game?
Absolutely.
That little game that happened Saturday night?
Okay, so watching the game, and I go in, and I'm just like, all right, we're just gonna get blown out. It's just gonna be a slobber knocker. Alabama's just gonna walk over. And what happens? What do you want to go into what happens in that game? And just what went? What went right?
I think the first play of the game on offense for Alabama.
It's still definitely not ball control for Oklahoma, because we did have, 2 fumbles?
I know we had one. And that was Tatum had a fumble, and he never saw the field again.
I thought Arnold had a fumble, too.
I don't think Arnold had any fumbles.
Let's see.
I don't remember. I only remember one, unless I'm just we just had one. That was it. And no interceptions. Yeah, we had just one turnover, and that was Tatum. He fumbled the ball. The guy's running, and he fumbles. The kid fumbles too much. And we're not trashing him, but the guy's, he's got so much talent. He's got to hold on to the ball. He never saw the field after that, which is probably a good idea. Xavier Robinson.
Idea.
Xavier Robinson, obviously the Oklahoma kid, who has come on as a true freshman and has looked outstanding. So let's start from the beginning. Alabama gets the ball. Milroe runs right off the bat. Stutzman just knocks the shit out of him right off the bat.
Stutzman.
And you think,
stop it, Stutzman.
And you think, okay, maybe the defense is looking good. Defense is looking good. We go down, miss a field goal.
Schmidt. We got Schmidted.
And then Sharp with the backwards pass to the end zone, drops it, and I'm thinking, oh my God!
That's how this game's gonna go.
It's gonna be one of those fucking nights. It's been all year, and then you've got
that first half defense had turned it on, and I'm just going.
Well, I kind of waited.
I was like, wait till the second half. We're gonna fall apart. We're just gonna go.
And that's fair, because Oklahoma's defense has not performed well in the second half.
Because technically, we should have a 9-game winning season right now. We should have had the Ole Miss game. We should have.
Could have.
We should.
I wouldn't say should have. I'm saying
we should have.
Could have.
We held them to their fewest points of the season. Uh-huh. Missouri, we should have had that game. And right now
the Missouri game. I would contest that we should have had that game. Yes.
And I think there was one more game that we should have had that we.
The only game that we've really been out of all year is South Carolina. That just got stupid.
Right.
And then Texas. But talking about OU's defense, who performed crazy.
Tennessee, we should have won that Tennessee game.
Could have. Crazy good is currently right now OU's defense is 23rd in the country for scoring. And then credit to Jackson on Twitter, actually, and I'm gonna steal his line. Tulane, number 2, 43 points. Ole Miss, 39 points. Alabama, 39. Tennessee, 38. Texas 36. Same offenses averaged 19.8 points against OU.
No, we got it. We've always had a great defense.
So
it's just our
the defense has been legit, and then you look at the Tulane game was a good win. Houston's gotten better. I think Houston beat Utah this weekend. What is Houston's record right now? I'm not going to talk.
Houston's 4 and something. They lost.
I'm not going to talk about. No. I know they lost to us, but I think they.
No, I'm sorry. I thought I went to the.
No, I think they beat
4 and 7,
and I think they beat Utah this week.
No, they did not play Utah. They lost to Baylor.
I'm sorry, wrong team. Who beat Utah? Who beat Utah? It was the Kansas State win. They did beat Utah. Yes.
They beat Utah, but they beat Utah earlier.
I'm sorry. Yes. So
Utah lost to.
Who did they lose to this week? Before we get
Arizona
back to the
State played BYU.
Great game, by the way.
Utah lost to Iowa State.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
31-28 for that game.
So, but just watching the defense, and Venable said it best, and what a guy that needed a win bigger than anybody, honestly. Oakland, and there's been a lot of listen to some radio today. Local radio, and just some people were shitting on the fans storming the field. Now, I'm old school when it comes to that too. You really shouldn't need to do that, but I don't think it was they're storming the field because we won. I think it was obviously it's because they win. They're storming the field because it's like, holy shit, finally something good.
Right. Yeah.
Everything has went wrong. I mean, you look at the injury.
It was senior day. It was.
But
senior,
you look at the injury. It has nothing to do with about that senior day or anything.
No, but
you look at the injuries. You look at the injury report, and it just constantly grows.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, damn, when can you ever catch a break?
We did get our center and right tackle back. Is that what it was? We got a couple offensive linemen back for the game.
Well, and talking about the offensive line. I thought the offensive line played hands down the best game of the year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We had guys commit, and I saw a lot of freshmen.
And I've been hard on Beatonbow. I have.
You really have.
But they have continued as the season has gotten better. They've gotten better. And against one of the now, this is not a normal Alabama team. They had lost some people last year, and they're not as.
But this is an Alabama team with one of the best wide receivers in the nation, freshman wide receivers in the nation.
Yes.
Probably the top freshman wide receiver in the nation. I've seen highlights of this kid making crazy catches and doing, and he did. He had one that night and ended up getting called back, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, I'm not a rules aficionado, and I think some people on NFL Fox didn't either, but the covered up, I've seen a lot of back and forth.
So what it was they needed one more guy to be on the line.
Allegedly, yes.
I did see that, and I was like, yeah, you needed one more guy on the line. That was their problem.
Can you? So as we're talking, don't forget about South Carolina because I want to get to them later. But talking about finishing about OU, 24-3, lowest points Alabama scored since 2003.
Yeah.
Never scored, and also never scored in the second, third, and fourth quarter. I don't remember what record that was. And they looked. I mean, the thing about that game is you're excited as an OU fan, as we are. You're watching it, going, when's the house going to fall in?
Yeah.
And every time they made the call, and I mean the defense with Milroe looked very pedestrian, which I'm not a big fan of him anyway.
No, Milroe looked like the Milroe from last season.
Well, 2 seasons ago, to be honest, because he was a little better last year, but his freshman year, it wasn't.
Yeah, 3 picks, 2 returned for touchdown, or 1.
Now, Jack 2. I believe it was 2, wasn't it?
I thought it was 2.
I know it was 3 picks.
It was 3 picks, but I think 2 of them were.
Maybe the one didn't make it. I don't know. I know that one of them led to that one run.
There was a pick 6.
Yes. Okay, so maybe there just was one.
Was this one?
Yeah. But you look at the stats. I mean, they dominated. Sweet. They dominated from start to finish, and that's something that OU has not done all year.
No.
To be honest, against a quality opponent.
We have not been able to finish.
Only had 3 punts, but the key is only 1 turnover. And Jackson Arnold, to his credit, I mean, and to his credit, and also Joe John Finley, best. I mean, he is legitimately. It was his best gameplay and play calling all night.
He finally
went out of the box.
Well, he finally got Jackson Arnold to a game plan that fit Jackson Arnold.
Well, I mean, I think we
Is
know
what I-
that
is what you could
we
say.
know that Jackson Arnold's a better runner.
But he got
than a
I know,
thrower.
but he got him in a game plan that fit Jackson Arnold.
Correct.
Whereas you're not.
You mean the one read then run plan?
Yeah.
And I hate to shit on that guy because he played really good. I mean,
yeah.
he gave it his all. Now he's leaving. There's no doubt in my mind he's gone.
You think so?
I 100%.
You don't think he's going to try
No,
to finish what
no.
he started?
No. He's
I
gone.
know
after
that we
this year.
lost the commit. We lost that other quarterback commit.
That's okay. He's going to Florida State, which I don't understand.
At Florida State money.
Well,
baby.
they're looking for an OC too. So is that Craddock from Tulane? Is it Arbuckle from Washington State? There's a lot of hype.
Well,
Even
and I've seen that
Pittsburgh-
Arbuckle is the
Pittsburgh's-
favor for Oklahoma.
Craddock allegedly has turned down Florida State. That's
I
allegedly.
would like to have credit.
Yeah, but Craddock was not that good at Arkansas. Now I understand Chad Morris was calling the plays. It was a whole different deal, but and we beat Tulane.
I know, but look at Tulane. But look at what Tulane's done.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that coaching search, but let's talk about the games. Everything was essentially even, but time of possession was almost 10 minutes different from OU, and the running the ball, and they only had about 100 yards more, 325 to 234, and the passing yardage was horrible but 257 on the
Yeah, we looked
on the
like,
ground was nuts.
We played a Tennessee Titans offense
But I mean 250
with Ryan Tannehill.
257 yards rushing against that team, and they dominated them, and that was the thing. You watch that.
We dominated the O line and the D line.
Yes. Never would have thought that. Never.
Yeah, there were some prize sacks in there, and I'm like, what? What?
Our Mason Thomas is quite the animal on that team. He had a hell of a night. Him and Stutzman and Eli Bowen. The Bowen brothers need to start paying right now. You need to up their deal. I'm just letting you know. I don't think they're
Well, I mean,
leaving.
Danny's gone, so.
But Danny is. But I'm talking about the Bowen brothers. Those kids are super talented,
Is
super
one
smart.
of the other brothers gone?
No.
Did he graduate this year?
No. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, well, the Danny's gone, so that money will go to one of the Bowens.
Well, just up their pay. I mean,
Kenny, you've only got a finite amount of money.
not this year. It's still open. Then next year it looks like.
I mean, you have a finite amount of money because of the money coming in.
Well, you're going to save it on Jackson Arnold when he steps
Are you going
away.
to give all your winnings?
You're going to steps away when Jackson Arnold's
Okay.
done.
Well, are you giving all
now?
your?
Who are we going to pay? After that?
Is your little Debbie money going to go to a player?
You need to bring in.
You don't even go to
you,
Okie
You need
Mart.
to bring in some.
Those guys have been out of college for 6 months.
You need to bring in some portal people on the offensive
Well, yeah,
line.
you've definitely got portal, and you've got recruiting still.
And obviously now we've talking about you got to trim that roster down to 105 or whatever it is for the new rules. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, I think that it's. I mean,
We had a great showing from
it's
the
obvious.
freshman running back.
It's obviously the best win of Venable's career, hands down,
It's the biggest win.
and best. Yes, hands down.
Well,
the Texas
and
game
so
was
Herb
nice
Street-
last year, but this year
So
was
Herb
different.
Street was, I guess it was Herb. He called the game, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So he was there, and Stoops was there, and I guess they met each other in a hallway. And Stoops looked at him and goes, "You do remember that we were 3-0 against Alabama when I coached."
Yeah, the last, the only coach that hasn't beaten Alabama is Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
And
But
funny
yeah,
thing
Bob
is,
is-
I saw on Twitter though is USC won this week barely against the shitty, and they're
that-
bowl eligible, and we're both about
couldn't
6
finish-
and 5.
Was there even a touchdown? I haven't even looked. Was there?
They
even
scored
a
10 points in the fourth quarter. USC
Okay.
did to cover
Because
to win.
it was 9-3 at
Yes,
halftime
yes.
when I stopped.
The
watching.
offensive juggernaut
When I
they call
stopped
Lincoln
watching
Riley.
it, I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm still afraid that I've got Kingsbury coming to the Bears and
As a head coach?
As a head coach.
No, not at all.
And Lincoln Riley coming in as the
No,
OC.
No. It's going to be
The
interesting.
fears that I have.
Well, we're still on OU. So great win. I think we wrapped everything up on that. Let's talk about this coming week. It's at LSU. It's a night game. LSU struggling, obviously.
Well, and OU has historically struggled against LSU.
Spread right now is about 6.5, depending on over/unders 47 points, which is
Who's
nuts.
Brian Kelly? How long do you think Brian Kelly's got?
Not that this is going to happen, because I'm fearing that OU, after this huge win, is going to have a little bit of a letdown.
Right.
But they could not. But let's go OU winning by 20 plus. I don't think it's going to happen. But that could be the Kelly demise. I really do, because of everything that's kind of went on, and recruits are leaving too.
Yeah.
Recruits are leaving LSU. I mean, they're doing that for all schools. I mean, we lost Kevin Sperry, and everyone's like, "Well, it's a 3-star. It's a 3-star kid."
Well, look at Florida State last season going undefeated, and then everybody that just bolted.
Well, and that's funny is the OU recruit, the Sperry kid that was at Oklahoma, then went back down to Texas. He was at Texas and OU, then Oklahoma, then back to Texas. You know, he decommitted and went to Florida State, and I'm thinking, I'm going to let you know, Sonny, the trajectory of those programs. OU is struggling, but it is a little different.
Two different directions.
But it makes me wonder, does he know? It's a twofold question. Does he know who Florida State's hiring as the OC? He's following Arbuckle now, allegedly on some social stuff. Mm-hmm. Does he know something, or is it more along the lines that OU go, hey, you're going to probably go ahead and need to look somewhere else?
Yeah, there's
that happens a lot.
And
you let them decommit on their own terms, and
there's a lot that we as fans and media outsiders do not know that goes on within the program. So
Correct.
we don't know a guy not fitting in with the offense or the defense or the schemes and all that. Ending up at a school. So, Texas has a wide receiver that is available. Cooks, I think, wasn't that him? He's already left the program.
I don't know.
I think he was a freshman.
I don't pay attention to that shit football program.
But he had left the program. He's one of their highly touted.
OU still has more ranked wins than Texas this year.
Yeah, and so you want to just get into the SEC as a whole?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, let's pull that up.
Because the top the top 3 teams outside of Texas all lost?
Well, yes, it was a rough week for SEC big dogs, as you might say.
A&M goes into Auburn and takes them into 4 overtimes and still loses.
I think there was a
Ole Miss has made Florida Bowl eligible.
Now, we talked about Billy Napier at the beginning of the year. He was on the hot seat. I said, you might have agreed, if he wins 6 or 7 games, he should be AP Coach of the Year. That schedule was the toughest.
The toughest schedule.
The toughest. Now, I saw Kirk
come out.
No, hold on. Kirk Herbstreit, to his credit, came out and finally agreed with sports allegedly from months ago. He's come out now.
Did you tweet him?
No, I didn't.
Hey,
but,
go.
but could a guy, I didn't tweet that, but could a guy with a 7-5 record win Coach of the Year? Hell yes.
Yeah.
I'm high on Napier. Everyone shit on Napier.
Oh, no. And here's the thing.
I'm not saying he's going to beat Florida State, but he should. He's 4-4 in the SEC.
He very well should.
He's going to win 7 games at Florida. The AD had a set of nuts, give him credit, and goes, hey, this is my guy. Before he'd went on the winning streak.
Right. They were losing. They re-signed him to.
No, they didn't re-sign him. They just said he's safe. They didn't up his contract.
Oh,
but
I thought
they're not firing.
I thought his contract was up.
No, they're not.
But yeah,
no,
so yeah, they're
he's
not
in his
firing.
3rd year. He was the same year that Venables was hired.
But anyways, good for Florida for saying, hey, we're going to keep you. We believe that you are having a down year. You do have the toughest schedule, so we are going to keep you. So I do applaud Florida for that.
Lost to Tennessee by 6, beat Kentucky, lost to Florida by 14, but that was at Florida. Texas killed them, which was a bad loss. No, I meant Georgia. And then LSU, they beat LSU, and they beat Ole Miss, and now they're going to beat Florida State. And, I mean, it is one of the and they've looked better as they're doing it. And a lot of this, honestly, is non-firings, is financial as well. I mean, there's a big buyouts and all that stuff. I mean, so anybody that's talking, going back to OU about Venables, about getting Venables fired, or he's John Blake, that's bullshit. You look at that team; they're struggling on offense. Their quarterback's not that good, and that's okay.
Right,
but the defense that we wanted to rebuild looks exactly like
OU.
I mean, 2 of the Butkus Award nominees, one of them's from Clemson, who Brent coached, and the other one's Stutzman, who Brent's coaching right now. So he knows defense. Now let him hire an OC, not a friend, and let him go.
But we knew coming into the season that there were going to be offensive line issues. And we needed to see.
Sports allegedly did. Some of the other fans thought it was going to be golden, golden everything, but no.
And we knew that Jackson Arnold, we needed to see where he was in his growth. We needed to see his maturity.
Sure.
And we did not know that we were going to lose every damn wide receiver that we had.
That's correct.
So, yeah, we knew there were questions coming in. We just didn't know that it was going to be hopes and prayers to just get bowl eligible.
I agree.
So, congratulations to OU, bowl
Keep the
eligible.
streak.
Yeah,
Keep
we're
the streak.
right behind Georgia. So,
well, let's talk a little bit. We didn't really finish up on the SEC.
well, no, we're still in the SEC.
Okay. So right now Texas leads with 6-1. The schedule's been a joke. And I'll keep saying this. A&M beats Texas this week. Just letting you know. And A&M's not any good.
And I think that's what caused A&M to fail.
Georgia's at 6-2. Tennessee. Who's Tennessee got this week?
You know who they got.
Who is it?
Oh, no, Kentucky's playing Louisville.
No.
Tennessee plays Vandy.
Okay, so that's their other SEC game.
It's a rivalry.
Okay.
It's the
Well, I knew it had to be an
rivalry.
SEC team. I couldn't think of who it was.
That's Vandy. They're in Nashville.
Okay.
Nashville
Pull up
versus
this
Knoxville.
upcoming
That's what
schedule.
I'm doing.
And then obviously you got everybody, and then you got South Carolina, Alabama. I mean, they're talking right now. These national people are talking South Carolina should get in the playoffs over Alabama, and I'm thinking they got 3 fucking conference losses. Neither one of them should be in the playoff. None. Indiana deserves a better treatment than what as a one-loss.
They're treating Indiana
like
Florida
dog
State.
shit.
They're treating Indiana like Florida State last season.
Well, no, because they treated them. I mean, and the joke was
they treated Florida State like dog shit.
well, no, because they lost their quarterback. I could kind of understand that.
I know, but
they didn't lose anybody.
But they still did. Or Georgia, Georgia getting treated like shit. Remember, Georgia was like, well, we can't put Georgia in because they lost to Alabama, but Alabama lost to Texas. So if we put Texas in, we have to put Alabama in.
Hey, a 3-loss conference team is not getting in SEC. Period. I mean, you got Texas, Georgia, Tennessee. You're not taking another one. And if A&M wins, then that throws them up in the loop, and that means there's 4. That kicks out every 3-loss team.
What it does, well, yeah, for the SEC title, that puts.
No. It's not even that. I don't even know who's going to go the SEC
It's
title.
Georgia. It's going to be Georgia, Tennessee, Texas. Wait, hold on. Go back to that. What did you?
Hold on.
You just close that?
No, I didn't. But I mean,
Hode. I think if A&M beats them, do they get in? Are they?
Oh, hold it.
Is Georgia's in right now?
I looked at that, but so Georgia, Texas, A&M.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
If A&M wins, don't they jump Texas?
No. Texas would have to lose. Texas is in if they win, no matter what, because they have one less loss.
Well, they have one loss, so they'd end up with 2 losses in conference.
Yes. If they lost.
I'm talking about in conference.
If Texas lost, then that would make them 2. If Texas wins, they're in no matter what.
But Texas A&M has 2 losses in conference.
That's correct. But the Longhorns are the only SEC team that has 1 loss only.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If A&M beats them, then A&M
then it goes to
jumps
2.
them.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Aggies, Longhorns, and Georgia will have the top, and obviously if Tennessee wins, if Tennessee wins, then it's a 4 top.
Oh my God, we're 23 minutes and we're still just SEC balls deep. All right, upcoming slate of games, 4 rivalry weekend. Friday is Mississippi State Ole Miss. Ole Miss has that. Georgia Tech. Which is
Hold on, it goes to it. Hold on, that brings us tiebreaker number 4 because of this other bullshit I'm not getting into because who they didn't play.
Number 4.
Yeah, they didn't play. They have common opponents,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Florida, Mississippi State. They're all to beat them. Brings us tiebreaker number 4, cumulative winning percentage of all conference opponents. So A&M and Georgia would have that win if it goes to that. And with A&M removed from consideration, this now becomes a 3-way tie between Georgia and Tennessee and Texas because the Dogs beat Texas and Tennessee this season. They advance to the head-to-head. So if Texas loses, they're out. period.
Good job. Come on, A&M, baby. Georgia Tech is going to be an interesting game. Georgia Tech is no longer a pushover.
No, they're not. And his OC there, Georgia Tech's OC, there's been rumors of him to OU.
I can see that. I mean, the turnaround that they've had.
Well, Britt Key has just been, we knew this last year. They didn't have a great year, but they went to a bowl game. They had that one big win. I don't remember who they won last year, but they beat somebody pretty good. And it's like, man, this
Georgia
guy,
Tech won right at the end.
This guy is looking good. Buster Faulkner.
I would love to have a guy named Buster.
His name.
Hey, he's a white dude. Look at that stupid head.
And he was at Georgia. Is where he was. So that's a possibility.
Is he the guy that made Stetson Bennett look good?
Hire that guy. Anybody?
All right. So one of my favorite games that will happen this weekend is the South Carolina Clemson game. I do enjoy watching that. I don't know why. Maybe it's that I'm a closeted South Carolina fan, but
it's just because you like the.
I love that. I love what?
That's going to be an interesting. That's going to be an interesting game.
It really will.
Probably the best game. And
17 and 18.
And thank you for putting that on at 11 a.m. God, some of the best games this season have been on 11 a.m. I am super happy not to have.
That's the one damn day that I got to go to work.
Yeah. So
Oklahoma LSU is at 6 p.m. I don't know if they're going to try to make that a rivalry for us.
No, I think there just wasn't any other for each other. So.
Tennessee's going into Vandy, and the Commodores are.
They'll put up a fight, but Tennessee should win.
Heavy strutting.
Yeah.
Louisville, Kentucky. I don't even know.
Louisville looks like really good one week. They looked really good last week.
They're bipolar this year.
Looked like hammered shit the week before because they lost to who was that late Stanford.
Yeah, they're bipolar this year. Auburn's riding high right now, and then they're going into
bowl eligible too.
Tuscaloosa.
Well, and they need that win to get bowl eligible.
And
Alabama's going to be interesting.
But this is not a game that you look past. Auburn, in recent years, has come out of nowhere and beat Alabama.
Correct. But it's at Alabama. I think Alabama rolls.
I know, but they've done it in Alabama. Alabama has been undefeated, and Auburn has just walked right in.
Alabama rolls that game after the loss this week.
Then Arkansas, Missouri.
Well, I think Arkansas could make that a game, and good for Arkansas being bowl eligible too. Not going to fire. What am I at?
Pittman.
Pittman. Petrino, the offense has looked better, so keep them for year number 2.
Mm-hmm. See the growth.
Their schedule wasn't super tough this year.
What direction they go in?
I think that.
And remember, they only lost to Texas by 10 points.
Agreed.
So we'll see who they bring in. Florida State. That you can bypass that this year. Texas A&M
is that game day this week? Actually?
Yes. Yeah. It's already game day. I've already heard that on the radio. Okay. And TV, and they are.
Too bad A&M lost too, because that would have been a super big fucking matchup then.
And because remember, it was Texas A&M going into the SEC title game, or at least right before the title game, and everybody was thinking, okay, whoever loses that's going to get knocked out.
No, well.
They were both 8-1. They were both one loss.
Yeah,
they were both one loss. So now Texas A&M has to win to knock Texas out.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Previously, it was
because what did we just say with that?
Texas A&M had one loss. Texas A&M and Texas were the only two teams with one loss.
Because Aggies have already lost. So I think.
But what I'm saying is they both went in with one loss right before the title game.
Yes.
So. It's still, if Texas A&M wins, before it was whoever wins knocks the other out. Now it is Texas A&M needs to win to knock Texas out and knock them all down a peg.
Hold on. I'm going to hold back on that because
I even told a guy this week.
I think that was wrong of me saying.
I even told a guy this week that I would burn the entire state.
Because I don't understand that's how A&M gets in. That is updated.
Yeah.
Because the 2 loss.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay, you're right. So if A&M wins, Texas is out.
They have to win.
No, Texas is out.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Texas A&M
If they
now
lose, they're
has
out.
to
No,
win.
I mean Texas. If they lose, they're out.
But what I'm saying is
Unless
A&M,
Tennessee and Georgia lose.
But yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is A&M has to win. All right.
Well, yeah, to get in. I mean, they're gonna have they'll have this one loss. I mean, obviously.
We're going to go a little Big 12 action.
Yes, let's
A
talk
little
about
Big 12
that.
action. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, Friday, Oklahoma State, Colorado. I cannot wait to hear what is said in the press conferences of both teams after the game, because we have the two best coaches for audio clips. Colorado, after the loss to Kansas, we smelled ourselves. We got
Intoxicated on our success.
intoxicated.
Or some shit.
No, he's like, we smelled ourselves. We got intoxicated on our success.
Both those coaches wear on me a little bit. I feel like Pat Jones talking from the Sports Animal because he's just so old school. I feel like an old man too, but God, it gets old. I mean, okay, so let's talk about OSU.
And we had talked about Kansas taking it away from Colorado.
Well, Kansas is finally playing how they should play.
The Kansas team that we picked.
Yes.
Yeah.
They finally figured it out and went, oh, shit, we need to get our shit together to at least get bowl eligible. And give – what was UCF? Wow, they've been a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
So is Utah.
Utah and UCF. And there's a Dillingham
Does it just mean more in the Big 12 too?
There's a Dillingham conversation that he might be leaving Utah.
You mean Nottingham? Not Nottingham. Dillingham is at Arizona State.
Yeah, Dillingham's.
It's what is his name? Not Ryan.
I just saw the article. Hold on. Whittingham.
Whittingham. Yeah, he ain't leaving. There's no one wants him right now.
Well, I don't think it's about anybody wanting him. I think it's about him staying at the program.
Retiring, taking a
little leave.
AD job or some shit.
Yeah, it's just taking some time.
Now you might be right because they've already named their DC head coach in waiting.
Yeah.
Now, that shit got old years ago, but they've kind of went back to that.
Well, because you remember they did that with at LSU with Dick Nuts behind Saban.
Oh, Jimbo.
Jimbo got tired.
Well, they did it with Manny Diaz at Texas, and Mac was like, hey, I'd like to coach another 10 years.
Right.
Manny Diaz like, I'm getting the shit out of here.
Yeah. So I don't understand naming the coach in waiting.
The only reason I understand it is because you don't want to lose a good coordinator somewhere else. And it's like, hey, dude, if you'd wait and not take some MAC job or
but these guys,
AAC job.
these guys are always fiending to take.
Well, yeah, they want to be the star. And when you're the star, you're making $2 million versus $10 million. That's a big jump.
Unless it's like the television show Coach. I miss that TV show.
It's on. I was watching a little bit the other night. It's streaming on one
What
of
did you want
networks.
to say about South Carolina? You said you wanted to say something about that.
Oh, I just think there's a lot of talk about them making the playoff. I'm like, they've lost 3 games.
Oh,
Stop.
okay.
But and they're much improved.
You know who
don't
doesn't
get me
deserve to be?
Don't say.
It's
Don't
Penn
say.
State.
Well, no,
Penn State
they've
does.
won,
I know,
won.
but they don't deserve it.
I mean, Notre Dame don't either. They lost to Northern Illinois. And their other schedule is
and
trash.
that's what's interesting about that USC game is Notre Dame loses, Notre Dame's out.
For sure, they're out totally.
They're absolutely out.
With 2 losses, but now they're talking
2
about
losses to undefeated, to unranked teams.
Agreed, but now they're talking about 3-loss SEC teams going, yeah, go ahead and put them in. I'm like, no, nobody is going in. Nobody is going in with that. So stop. Just stop.
Boise has
They're
a
in.
matchup with UNLV
They're in.
this weekend.
They're in.
Well, if UNLV wins,
then they're out.
because
SMU, winner of Clemson.
Stop thinking about
winner of
SMU's
Clemson.
ACC. We're thinking it would be Tulane that would jump in.
Well, I think Tulane's in there anyway, isn't it?
I haven't looked at the updated projections. Those don't come out till Wednesday, do they?
We'll talk about tomorrow. Is the damn. So let's go back to as we're talking about NFL. Let's look at the college football poll, because that seems to be what the fucking committee just follows. It's like the same shit over and over. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, AP poll right now. as of through the 24th, which is yesterday, Oregon,
Yeah,
Ohio
those
State,
could be
Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Tennessee, Miami, SMU, Indiana, Boise State, Clemson, Alabama. They still have Alabama in the top 13, which is hilarious.
You remember back in the day, if you beat one of the top teams, you were automatically in the polls in the SEC?
Well, no, I mean, you just don't drop. You just don't
Oh,
drop.
Alabama definitely doesn't drop. It's going to take a couple years of this 3-loss, multiple loss that Alabama's actually going to drop.
God, I thought, the most disappointing team, though, and their fan base has to be disappointed, is Ole Miss. I mean, the hype there was big.
Oh no, I'm used to it. I've watched it repeatedly, and you've been on that lane train.
Yeah. I am for offensive coordinator, but I think it's just a totally development win. You've
been enjoying that team, and I'm like, dude, they're overrated. They always lose like 2.
But they're much better than they were last year. They paid. I mean, the offensive defense line. You look at them, and
but are they a number 15 team?
Hold on. Before last week, they were top. They were top 5 defense, and offense top 10, both. There was no one else in the SEC that could say that.
Look at the top. Look at the top 15 teams with 3 losses. They're SEC teams.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Do you even see who the next 3-loss team?
They get credit, and that's great.
Okay, out of the top 25, who the next top 3 team is past South Carolina at 16? It's Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know why they're still there either, to be honest.
But the whole top 25 is just a mess of SEC
Nebraska's
3 losses. But
I mean, Nebraska's bowl eligible. Woo.
But they are. It's a mess of SEC 3-loss teams. Alabama at 13, Ole Miss at 15, South Kakalaki at 16, Texas A&M at 20, and then you've got Illinois, which is the weird outlier, and then Colorado, and then you've got Missouri at 24. Why is Missouri still in there?
SEC.
Like I said,
even though they've had the Texas soft schedule.
3-loss SEC.
But they've had the
I know, but the 3-loss SEC.
No, it means different. It means more. They've had the benefit of having one of the easier schedules. As in Missouri. That's why everyone picked them to do so damn well this year and potentially make the playoffs. But then you turn around and you look at them. They beat Vanderbilt by 3. Get killed by A&M, and I mean killed, 31 points.
Oh, you should have that.
They beat Missouri by 4, or I'm sorry, Auburn by 4. Yeah, we are talking about Missouri. Alabama shuts them out. They lose to Oklahoma. They win to Oklahoma by 3, and then North Carolina
because of a fumble.
South Carolina beats
return.
them by 4, and then they beat Mississippi. And I think that there's a potential that Arkansas could beat them. So. There's
a big potential.
Sorry, we need to get back to the Big 12. We went back to the SEC, but the Big 12 is.
Big 12's coming down to the same style that.
Everybody we
SEC's
picked is towards the bottom ish. We picked Kansas. Now Kansas State's kind of made a little comeback, but because they're got some votes receiving, but. We had OSU, Kansas, and Kansas State, and UCF, Utah up in that top 5-ish, and didn't believe in Colorado.
And guess who's at the bottom? Oklahoma State, 0 wins. How about that? Oklahoma State 0 wins in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's.
They thought they were going to have it last week, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Actually, that game was closer than I thought.
It was closer than I thought, but it wasn't going to happen. Utah comes in, won it. I need you to send that to me.
Can you post that?
Yeah. Utah 1-7. Nobody saw that. UCF Knights 2-6. Kansas, even our Kansas at 4-4 in the Big 12. And look who's at the top. Arizona State, who was just
not bad.
Dismal.
They were better though.
Two seasons dismal. BYU Cougars.
Remember, Jalen Daniels left them. They went to LSU.
Yeah. Iowa State Cyclones, Colorado Buffaloes. Baylor is setting at number 4.
Baylor and BYU is the two that impressed me the most, just because of the seasons they had last year. Yes.
I'd also say Arizona State.
I thought they were up and coming. Did we not pick them?
No, I have it on my records. I don't.
Zona State 4.5, and I think that means we went over there. We went over there. We went and
Over-
Arizona and Utah has been the ones that's been the most disappointing, and OSU. Arizona's new coach. I mean, they've got to be going, holy shit, which he hasn't really done a whole lot at Washington this year. And then DeBoer goes to Alabama, and they're wanting to fire him. I promise you. And they've only lost 3 games, and they still look pretty good.
Yeah,
but you know how they are down there, spoiled. Now we're sitting here, and we're bitching about Brent Venables, but I don't think, for the majority of fans that actually know football, no one has mentioned to fire him. Now you talk about OSU, 0-8 in the conference, potentially could go to 0-9. They will. Colorado will beat them, and if you don't fire both coordinators,
for
OSU,
no.
then leadership at Oklahoma State just needs to fire Gundy.
Your experiment of
and they're not going to want to do that.
Your experiment of hiring the D2 defensive coordinator is done.
It's a joke. Yes, let's stop. Let's try to go outside the box and look smarter than everybody else.
You did it one time. It didn't work the second time. Bring somebody in.
Hell, it wasn't even a DC. It was the OC. And I don't even know what he's doing.
It was a DC.
No, he hired Jim Knowles from...
the OC. Didn't he leave to go...
It's he went back to OSU or Ohio State or something.
Yeah.
What was his name?
We knew this a year ago.
No, the DC went to Ohio State. Jim Knowles. He hired him from Duke, so that wasn't a stretch. It was the stretch of hiring the offensive coordinator.
Well, so anyways, in the Big 12, you have 4 teams with 2 losses sitting at the top.
Yursich is his name. Yursich.
Arizona right now and BYU.
Yeah, here we go. Mike Yursich. He is at Penn State. No, what is he doing?
Yeah.
He ain't doing shit.
Oh no, yeah, he's not there anymore. 2023 was his final year, so he's probably an analyst somewhere.
So that would have listed, don't you think, as an analyst?
I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. You tried to be cute, and he worked out a little bit, but no, that didn't. Yeah, because Shippingburg State.
Update on the.
Yeah, because they fired him last year, and Penn State hired
on
Kansas.
Ravens Chargers is 17-3. 17-13. Getting closer.
Just need 3
Just a little bit,
Just
a few more
need
points.
3.
But yeah, so Big 12's in the same situation as the SEC. We got 4 teams all at 2 losses. Arizona State and BYU are currently the 2 teams that are in.
Hey, Sean, pull up the schedule. What is the
Iowa State and Colorado are sitting on the outside, but Baylor's right there. Baylor, TCU, Kansas State, and Texas Tech, and West Virginia Mountaineers, who did better than I believe we thought they would.
Yeah, but how many wins do they have? Because I'm concerned about Neil Brown. He still looks like he could be on the coaching hot seat.
They are 6-5. They are bowl eligible.
Oh, are they? Okay, good deal.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, here I'm going to talk about the scenarios. I pulled this up from the Big 12. Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, and Iowa State win all. Can you go to their schedule? Does that look pretty probable?
All right, so Oklahoma State, Colorado. Colorado's definitely got to win that.
Well, no, just go to Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, and Iowa State. Does it look probable?
Arizona State's playing Arizona, so Arizona's got to win there.
Okay.
BYU is playing Houston.
They'll win. It'll be a night game at home. They'll win. It's no problem.
I know, but that
Iowa
Houston
State,
team, Iowa State, Kansas State.
That's toughy, actually.
Yeah.
So that's a huge game. That Fox game is huge. So listen, if Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State all win and finish 7-2 in the Big 12, it's Arizona State versus Iowa State, whatever scenario they have. No, it's not.
Well, then they've got BYU ranked above
doesn't matter
Iowa
about
State
the
right
rankings. It's about the wins, and it's how they fit.
This is how it sets right now. This is how everything is setting.
Dude.
Arizona State is above BYU.
For what reason? None.
None. However they've got them ranked. I don't know how they've got them ranked.
None. They have none. But anyway, 2 of the 4 teams win and finish 7-2, while the other 2 lose and finish 6-3. The 2 teams that obviously win. Scenario 3 is if Arizona State, BYU, and Iowa State win and Colorado loses, it's Arizona State, Iowa State. BYU, Colorado, and Iowa State win. Arizona State loses. BYU and Iowa State. What's the one more probable? This is the one that's the most probable. Arizona State, BYU, Colorado win, and Iowa State loses.
Right.
It's Arizona State, BYU. Colorado, how do you get in Colorado? I don't.
Colorado needs
the only way
Iowa State and BYU to both lose.
That's correct.
To get in.
They need two of them. Yes, they need two of those.
Mm-hmm.
No, they could get Iowa State too. If you get two of the four.
Iowa State, BYU.
Or Arizona State, BYU. Just as long as two of them lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they win and two of those.
They need two of them to lose.
Then they're in.
Which I could see Colorado State winning, but I don't see.
I don't know. They got to stop sniffing themselves.
I don't see the other two losing.
They're going to go to Oklahoma State and they're going to sniff a man.
Who's 40?
He's more than 40.
I know, 50.
But they're going to go to Oklahoma State and they're going to sniff a man and they're going to smell. I don't know what they're going to smell. Pistols misfiring.
We haven't even had to joke about that this year because they've misfired all year. It's crazy.
I was going to make a joke about you pulling out for $80, but
so far winning. Anyway, winning.
I thought it was 4 points that we needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, win by 4.
Yeah, we're at 3. They're driving. Oh God, I can't math. Got it.
Thank
I'm
you.
back.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Do we want to talk ACC? We're 45 minutes in.
No, let's just finish up with NFL.
All
Nobody
right.
cares about the ACC. Looks like it's going to be Clemson. The winner, Clemson, and
Hold on, let me run up here.
It's obviously Miami's there.
Army, Tulane are both already in.
Yeah, no, Miami.
They're there. We already know the AAC.
It's
SMU and either Clemson or Miami.
Let's get to the tiebreaker there.
How does Miami have one loss less, or one win less?
Well, obviously they're playing. I believe they play.
Makes no sense.
No, who do they play this week? They play.
Miami's playing
an ACC team.
Yeah.
Clemson does not. Neither does SMU.
Oh,
Yes,
that's what it is.
It's rivalry week.
That's right.
They've already done
They're
it.
playing. They're playing South Carolina. They're playing Voss.
So SMU is in. No matter what.
SMU's in no matter what.
And if Miami loses, it goes to Clemson.
Okay, so who's Miami playing? Who's their rival? Louis? No, something.
Is it Syracuse?
God, I hope it's not Syracuse.
Hold on.
Well, I'm right here.
Yeah, I think it's Syracuse.
Yeah, it's Syracuse.
Yeah. Ugh.
But Syracuse isn't a pushover right now.
Are they need to get bowl eligible or getting close?
Syracuse?
God, I would think they was close.
I thought they were already bowl eligible.
They might.
Yeah, they're already bowl eligible.
Damn, they've had a better year than.
Tulsa, no, they have no chance of being bowl eligible, and Tulsa is going to end up.
They fired Kevin Wilson.
Already?
Yeah, did you not know this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh yes.
After 2 seasons?
Yeah. Well, we got the TCU's
AD,
the assistant D. So he's gonna hire.
I'm sorry that you only had 2 years to fix a crap team.
No, I think he wanted his own guy. Brennan Marion is mentioned from UNLV, and I would love that because I've mentioned him for OU's
I do have
OC.
to say, it's
Brennan Marion, take OU's OC job before you take TU's head coaching job. I promise you.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's very upsetting that
Biff will not be in the playoff.
Biff will not be
or in the bowl.
I wish he was in the playoff. Our boy Biff Poggi is not going to be bowling this season. I mean, he'll be bowling, but where you can get beers and brats and slices of pizza and calzones and man, it's so sad. All right. Do you want to go look at what's going to happen in the? So yeah, like here's the Mountain West. This is literally Boise State UNLV is going to play each other. Pac-12. Yeah, nobody cares.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, no, it's the Pac-2.
God, Washington State. What the fuck?
I told you they weren't going to win that.
God.
That's
OU's potential OC, and they just the defense
and
they have.
I told you
blows
that
it.
was going to happen.
Oh, God, no. Chargers score 17, and they got the ball back?
No, they're kicking.
Oh, okay.
They kicked the field goal.
Okay.
That's what that means. That's what that means.
Daddy needs a big Ravens win.
All right. One of the greatest games of the week.
Yeah, let's talk about NFL.
One of the greatest games of the week. Browns Steelers. Who didn't see that
I
coming?
love the snow.
We called it. I told you. We're only one game off. Well, I'm only one game off. You're 2 games off because you had called a loss that I
Somewhere
called
else,
a win.
yeah.
Can you stop eating your fingernails?
Sorry,
man?
I forgot my nail, but anyway.
So, technically, they can lose because they've got Steelers have a shit ending to
Well, it's
their
the toughest
season.
schedule. And
The
like
end,
I
I'm
talked
saying
about,
the
we're talking,
end,
now,
the-
when we get to Tampa Bay talking about them, they've got the soft road all the way in.
Oh, yeah, Tampa's.
Yes, and which I talked about at the beginning of the year. I was like, hey, this is going to be hard early.
So, the end of the Steelers, you've got Cincinnati, a return with Cleveland,
They only win one more game.
and then you got Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City. No, they're going to win. They might win that Kansas City game.
No, Zach is
And
giving
another
a shit
Cincinnati.
about 8 and 9, and that's fair because they've won 8 and they won a couple games.
He's giving
early.
you shit about 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I said 9 and 8.
I mean,
and like I said, currently I'm only one game off.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
because of the Jets win.
well, yeah, because we all thought. Well, you thought the Jets were going to be good. I don't. Maybe we
Yeah,
did. Did
no,
all
we
go over?
believed Jets were
We
going to have.
We did.
Yeah, we all picked over.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you look at the 18-10, 13-6.
Oh, they're not blowing out. They're
Commanders was 1 point.
the Jets were their best
Ravens
game.
were
The Jets
2
were their
points.
best game.
37 well, yeah, and the
to
Jets
15.
by then were getting ready to fire their coach.
Well, I don't know that Denver game 13-6.
Hey, listen, a lot of Steelers. Yeah, but that's early. Denver's much better now.
Oh yeah, Denver.
And that was Bo Nix's second game.
Yeah, you gave me shit about picking Denver.
I didn't say give you shit. I said just ballsy.
Come on. Wait, do they have the ball back?
Exactly. Wow, cool.
They should not have the ball
Well,
back.
apparently they just, the Ravens just want to hand that over to him, or the refs did. But anyway.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay. Whew, thank God.
An update.
So, no, I thought that I think the Steelers, hey, they're going to make the playoffs, and that's great. They're out in the first whatever game they play. They're not any good.
Well, Cincinnati was a bigger disappointment.
They are, but the Steelers aren't any good. I mean, everyone's like, oh, that defense. Their quarterback play, shit. Running back, they can't decide who they want to play. Najee's probably gone. They need to keep Warren.
He's upset.
You got Pickens and whoever else. I mean, when I hear Zach, the Steeler, blah, 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 and it's like, they're first round out. It's just the way they are. They have nothing explosive about that team. And
diarrhea.
Russell Wilson is just not the shit. It's just not it. Period. All right, let's talk about the other scores this week.
Bears team that surprised the Vikings.
That was a surprise.
22. What was that? How many points?
17 points in the fourth quarter. It was impressive.
Yeah, but 11 points in 22 seconds is what they did.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
It was a weird number.
And I thought it was Vikings got the win, which is good. It was a push on.
It's not good. It's not good.
It was a push. But no, I still think the Broncos go back to the scores, not the standings.
I'm looking at something else. You can still. You're not going that far off.
But no, I mean, and I think obviously the Broncos impressed.
Yeah, you called me a fool for picking them.
I said ballsy. Didn't call you a fool.
No, you said fool.
And
it didn't say ballsy. The text message said fool.
We had them on our picks too, which they covered. So that's nice.
The text message did not say ballsy. It said fool. And I said, oh, okay. Well, who did you pick?
Chiefs. Barely.
Yeah, and you squeaked
barely
by.
Got that one out of
At
there.
least mine was a 10-point win.
Exactly. No, and I think the Dolphins, I never picked them. I have Tua as my fantasy backup. Never play him. I give Tua the love.
That was a crazy
And why is no one just picking him? Now, Zach, picking coach of the year was like, hey, Colts are at home. Lions ain't going to cover. Wrong. Buccaneers was an easy cover. Didn't hit the over because the Giants didn't do shit. Commanders was a horrible loss.
You know what? I got to commend the Giants for letting Daniel Jones go.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you all give me shit about saying that they signed a friendly contract. They signed him for a 4-year, $160 million contract.
They're still
look what
paying
they. No, they cut him and cut a lot of that money off.
But they're still giving.
That's why I said it was friendly. He took him to the playoffs that year. They were riding high. Then they turned around, and then this year you get rid of Barkley, your best player on your team.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're not, don't give me this old Daniel Jones' fault. And even Malik Neighbors comes out and says, well, different quarterback, same result. It's not the quarterback's fault. We know this. Dayball, you're done.
But what I'm saying is,
Whoever's
I
the GM
congratulate them
should be done.
for cutting him and letting him be able to go. Like,
Oh, well,
I'm
yeah,
sure
that was
some-
nice of them, yeah. Minnesota looks like, who else they talked about? Minnesota and somewhere else.
Raiders need a quarterback right now because Minshew broke his collarbone.
No, he's going to go somewhere trying to get in the playoffs.
But I mean, right now he could go play right now as a backup in Raiders in Las Vegas.
Miami might be another option, too.
Yeah, Miami's another. Skylar Thompson is
Yeah.
K-State
Yeah.
all the way. Yeah. How did Washington lose to Dallas? I didn't see that coming.
It's a typical Dan Quinn type coach team. They just blow it. There's just things they don't do. But honestly,
They gave Turpin a.
Cowboys, had that the whole game, and then an OU guy missed the extra point at the end.
Siebert?
Yeah, missed the extra point to tie it up. So, and then they give up that long touchdown.
And then we have Kansas City as the worst 10-1 team ever. I don't understand how they. You don't know the surprise for the NFL? Houston losing to Tennessee. I saw it coming, and I knew that it might happen, but I figured it would happen in Tennessee and not in Houston. With Nico Collins back.
I won my fantasy, and C.J. Stroud's my starting quarterback, and Tua is my backup, and Tua has beat him the last 2 weeks, I believe. And I still keep playing C.J. Something's funny with that team, and I don't know what it is. And it's not necessarily the offense per se. Of course, you see that now. C.J. Stroud stepped out of the back of the end zone like an idiot. But it's the defense that has really underperformed. And what was Mixon's stats in that game? Did he? I mean, because to me, he was playing as the number one running back in the league.
Oh, he really was. He was
Now, and I understand Tennessee. The one thing they got going for him is that defensive line.
22 yards, 14 carries, 22 yards.
Yeah. What's that tell you? You need to do a little better on offense. Get that guy outside that front. That defensive line is the best. I think Tennessee has.
And there has been conversation about C.J. Stroud and his sophomore slump. Like, is he in a sophomore slump? Did Nico going out?
Sophomore. This should be like his damn.
It's his second year.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yes. He was like rookie of the year last year, or should have been rookie.
I think it's his third, but
No.
okay. Okey-dokey. Anyway, keep talking.
Well, there's been talk about him having a sophomore slump, and did Nico really affect that offense that much going out? We got it yet?
Yeah, pulling it up as we speak.
Well, you're looking at it. I don't know what you're pulling on.
Oh shit! Hold
Go
on.
to
Keep
go to
talking.
stats.
He was it draft info was 22. Was it okay? So it was last year.
If
Was
you go to
his first.
stats, it just shows the complete.
2024.
Why didn't that change?
Exactly. That's where I was at.
Should have
Bitch.
changed. There it is.
Oh, just 2 years.
So is he in a sophomore slump, or did Nico going
I thought
out
that
really
was the
affect
third
that
year.
much?
Well, Nico did, obviously. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Man, I thought that was his third year. I've been into that rookie shit.
Mixon not getting out really hurt.
I know
This
somebody's
Calvin
fantasy team
Ridley.
was pissed.
This
I-
Calvin Ridley, 93 yards.
I
What the
have
hell did
Calvin
that-
Ridley
I know you
on my
did.
phone.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. Will Levis, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't get that. Any other real surprises in the NFL?
No. I think the Panthers look better.
Well, yeah, but like I said, the Chiefs are the worst 10-1 team.
And like Zach told me last week yesterday, I said the Purdy's going to sign for the.
Purdy's
for the
injured.
49
Purdy didn't
no,
play.
hold on. Would you let me finish?
No, I'm not
Purdy-
going to let you finish.
I know Purdy didn't play. That's what I'm
Purdy
saying.
didn't play.
I know, but Purdy's
Purdy-
going to sign for a big contract now because they look like even worse hammered
Why do you
shit
hate
with
him?
him.
What do you
I don't
hate?
hate him. I just don't think he's that good. He's going to make.
Sounds like
He's
hate.
going to have he's going to make like a $30 million contract a year, and
Sounds like hate. Let him have
he
30 mil.
and he doesn't deserve it.
What do you mean he doesn't deserve it? Who deserves
30's fine, but I'm saying now these guys are making 50, 60 a year.
Oh, yeah, but that's...
You gonna pay him that?
But you know what? I guarantee you that Brock Purdy is going to take whatever is relevant to the team to keep them being able to sign other guys. He's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy.
Listen, I'm gonna leave $100 million on the table because I'm a teammate type of guy.
You know they're gonna.
No, your second contract, you take it all. Your third contract is you're a teammate kind of guy.
Is that
He's
what
got to
Patrick
get
Mahomes
paid.
did?
He's got to get paid. But didn't he have a roommate recently, still in his apartment, making
Brock?
Yes. Yeah. So take all you got.
I'd be Brock Purdy's roommate.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, what if they come in with a low ball offer? What do? You gonna go to the Raiders, and they'll pay you big money, but you're gonna suck and never get a second contract.
You're gonna end up with a low contract, but you're gonna end up with a guaranteed money. You're gonna end up with a Daniel Jones friendly contract.
Maybe.
Daniel Jones friendly contract.
Maybe 4-year, 160.
Yeah, but with guaranteed money.
Yeah, but Daniel didn't have all that. They dumped a lot of that money.
Yeah, but he had.
That's why I said that contract was
Daniel
good.
had the guaranteed money at the front end.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. He'll have the guaranteed money at the front end. Unlike Deshaun Watson, who makes who ruined
so
absolute guaranteed contracts for everybody.
Daniel Jones had a 4-year, $160 million contract, but the only thing guaranteed was $92 million. So
But that was at the front end, wasn't it?
For the first 2 years,
Right.
or first 3 years? Sorry. So he was in his
two.
four. No, his
He had a
3.
signing bonus as well.
Yes. $16 million signing bonus, $25 million guaranteed, an average annual salary of $6 million. Well, that was before. Sorry, that was his rookie contract. My bad. $36 million signing bonus. So that's right off the bat.
Right.
$92 million guaranteed.
Right. So
an average of 40 annual, 40 a year.
Well,
But
that's
they
what,
didn't
so
keep
yeah.
him.
So that's what
So
I'm
the
saying.
only thing guaranteed was 92. Now the Giants picked up that last bit of that, and that was stupid on them.
And he got the 36 mil
Dude, it's
signing bonus.
but it's
That's what I'm saying. He got those two.
Yeah, it's 92.
He got the
Guaranteed.
92 and the 36 mil, and then he was just on a regular contract after the 2 years.
No, I think your signing bonus and your guaranteed at sign are the same. 40 plus 36, and then you got a little extra.
This should be
The
different.
total guaranteed for the whole contract was 92.
Oh, okay.
You don't
I see
add
what you're
that
saying.
to it,
92
Yes.
overall.
Total. He had just come off the playoffs, too. So it wasn't a bad sign, and you can cut him after 2 years.
Yeah.
They kept him for the 3rd year.
Weird. All right, current update.
Oh, shit, no, they only... No, they only kept him for the 2 years.
Yeah,
See, 'cause-
that's what I said, 2 years.
Yeah.
So
there you
current
go.
update, Ravens 17-16 at the 3rd and goal at the LA 6.
We need a tutty.
Come on,
Let's
Lamar,
go,
just run
Tony,
it
just
in.
run
Just
it.
run it in.
That's another thing.
Lamar.
You know, watching him, though, and that's something stupid about... Jaden Daniels needs to do a little bit more about that, too, is let your quarterbacks run the ball.
Jaden Daniels has had injured ribs, and I think that they're trying to keep him from doing that.
I understand, but right now it's playoff. It's time to win. Let's go.
Win and
go.
get in. Win and get in.
get
Win
in.
and get in.
I mean, you sometimes don't make... Lamar Jackson's not a passer. Never going to be.
Oh, I know that.
Neither's... That's like making Jackson Arnold throw the ball 60 times. He just ain't it. He can run it 60 times.
So currently, Washington is still in the playoffs.
They are, yeah.
They're the last team in, correct? 7? Did we do 7?
Yes, 7.
Yeah. So they're the last. So currently, playoffs, Detroit holding number 1 spot.
Obviously.
Philly, whose defense has come on and very
Hey,
surprising
Zach,
for
how
the
about
year.
that Rams and Phillies game? I was told, hands down, the Rams are going to win. I was like, Philly's playing the best ball in the league right now, to be honest. They have been for the past,
Atlanta, Minnesota, Green Bay, and then Washington. On the AFC side, we are looking at Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Houston, Chargers, Ravens, Broncos. I don't think there's an outside chance that Cincinnati gets in.
I don't. I think the Dolphins could sneak in there
I
somehow.
don't think the Colts are going to.
No, I don't either. I think look at the Dolphins' schedule. Pull them up. I think they've got a fairly soft schedule as we close out.
No, they're done with the Bills. They played the Bills twice.
Yes.
They got Green Bay, Jets, Texans, Niners, Browns, Jets.
That's a pretty soft schedule in my opinion. Especially the way the Jets, especially the way the Texans are playing. That could be a win. And
Baltimore touchdown, passing touchdown.
Yes.
Woo! keep the points rolling. Keep the points rolling. I'm done for the evening.
All right, well, let's close up. Thank you all for joining us. We'll let's
Monday.
give some preview. You picking Colorado to beat OSU?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about OU and LSU?
I'm gonna have to take LSU.
The reason I do is because we're coming off such a high. It's at LSU. It's a night game.
And OU has a terrible record, history-wise, against LSU.
I think if Jackson Arnold can get the throwing game involve some passing yards, there's a potential that he could win that. They could win that game. I think the defense is going to show up. Nussmeier is a good passer, but he can make mistakes. I don't see 3 picks again, and but
it's possible. It's
possible,
especially with Nussmeier.
Tulsa gonna lose whoever they play.
Yeah, we didn't.
Brennan Marion is my pick for their next coach. If he wants to take that job, he shouldn't. He's better off taking a big OC job, or if Barry Odom leaves UNLV to take a bigger job.
Tulane, OC, or Washington.
You think that's the picks?
Washington State.
Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh.
Like I said, Arbuckle has been stated as being a favorite.
Well, I also think it plays into part the quarterback that's with him. I think he's coming. And I watched a little bit of that Washington State, Oregon State. Washington State's defense was horrific. But quarterback looks good. So, all right. Thanks for joining us.
Everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
We'll see you next week on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Monday.
All right. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Let's get to that Monday Night Football game.
All righty.
We'll see you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.